The whole time I was already just going through my whole intro. I was like, yo, I'm vibing out, but the whole time I'm muted. But hey, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, it's never too late, even though we had a little bit of technical failure in the beginning. But we are back again, episode 84 of Who's Fighting. Today we have a guest host coming in to fill in while our brother Kam Gee, he is still in Florida. Iggy, welcome to the cast today. LT, how you been? Let's start off with how you guys are doing.
Doing good, man. Hey, listen, thank you for having me again. It's been a while, but hey, I'm already, following, and I'm actually there, episode 84. So yes, hey guys, congratulations. You guys have been holding it down pretty good.
Thank you.
Shout out to the day ones. Hey.
Day one. To think about it, it's 2026. We started 2021 and took a little bit of a break, came back 2024, and we have not stopped ever since. LT, I've been monitoring your social media. It looks like you've been a busy man this weekend.
Oh yeah, man. So got to spend some family time in Miami. With that, the county commissioner down there in Dade had this incentive, man, and really, to sum it up, he's preserving the culture of the neighborhood. Places like Wynwood have been gentrified, and it's it's progressive, and there's some art, but a lot of places down there are losing their identity. But he did something that was great, and he renamed some streets after some local legends and some local songs that really mean a lot to Miami. And we were fortunate enough that Two Live Crew they chose a song, "You Go Girl." So there's a street that's called "You Go Girl" down there. And so,
like looking at the True Life Crew's existence from creating the parental advisory sticker onto the music, and what was her name? Dolores. What's her name? The lady back in the day. Dolores was like on True Life Crew and Tupac for obscenity into music. Something Dolores. I forgot the name, but to now where you're getting the group is getting like immortalized forever with street names and stuff like that based off the craft and the art that these young creatives put together from Miami. It's a big thing. I salute it.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we had the honor of accepting on the behalf of the group, and so I was able to get up and have some words, but it was a special moment because it was all of my father's children, and a lot of his grandchildren were there. So
did you get like a little bit nervous being on that big stage like that?
So my sister had told me, said, think about what you're gonna say. And of course, I didn't think about what I was going to say. I just thought about getting down there. And so in the moment, I just freestyled it.
Oh, yeah. Straight from the heart, man.
Yeah.
How about you, Iggy? What you been up to this weekend? Anything big?
Nah, nothing really big. Mom Dukes was around here, with everything going on. Yeah. So, but other than that,
salute to Mom Dukes.
Yeah. She's been here. But yeah, other than that, still, keeping, adjusting to the whole, new lifestyle, new schedule. I just got a dog. So yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that's like having a child right there. Having to, take it, your whole schedule changes. But without further ado, I don't want to waste the audience's time because let me tell you, this weekend has been action packed. From the UK to America. America still with mixed martial arts in Seattle. We have had fights, we've had stories, we've had a lot of things happening in the world of combat sports. We'll start with boxing. We'll take you to Manchester, England. And the main card that we are talking about is a Queensberry promotion together in collaboration with The Zone. We had the young, the one they consider heir to the throne, Moses Itauma versus the American Jermaine Franklin Jr. Fellas, did you catch this historical fight, dare I say?
I got the playback. You know, my
Yeah.
Saturday was eventful, but I had to get the playback, and it was some top notch scrapping going on.
Yeah.
Hey,
How about you? Thoughts on it?
No, I called it. I called it. You know, like I was kind of busy, but hey, listen, thanks to the zone, you know, on my phone, you know, everybody was looking at me like, "What you doing?" I was like, "Hey, listen, I cannot miss this. Like, this is."
Or you at a brunch somewhere? Like some, because it's like around 5. It's weird because it's the UK time, and
Exactly. Yes, I actually crazy. I was at a birthday party, but you know, I was like, "Hey, listen, I apologize, but I do really have to catch this because like me unboxing."
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's what it is.
Let's talk about the young man, only 21 years old, apparent heir to the throne of the heavyweight division. Comparisons of young Mike Tyson goes out there in the ring with a wily vet, a vet that has fought the likes of Dylan White, a vet that has fought the likes of Anthony Joshua, never been knocked out. This 21-year-old does something for the first time and knocks out Franklin in the 5th round with a smooth uppercut and a follow-up cross. Fellas, were you not entertained?
Thoroughly entertained. I liked it because Jermaine Franklin said, if I'm gonna win this fight, it's gonna have to be on the counter. So he sat there square in the middle of the ring and they traded. And it was some high level boxing and things of that nature. And I enjoy that. You know, there was the action, but there was the art at the same time.
Yeah.
And you know what, like you're right, because I had to go back and actually look at, you know, Jermaine and Dillian, Jermaine and AJ. Like, one thing about Jermaine, like, people don't really notice, but actually in the pocket, he's really good because, you know, he's able to evade, you know, some of these punches. But I noticed this time that I'm like, I don't think he had ever fought anyone with hands as quick as that.
Facts.
So that kind of just threw him off. He's like, okay, wait a second. I am trying to stay in the pocket and trade with this kid. But that was some lightning.
It was a telltale sign. First, he got knocked down in the 4th. I believe in the 3rd, after the 2nd round what got done, he went to his corner, and I've never seen a fighter ever give props to another fighter during combat. He said, he's too fast. They caught him live on camera, 4K, saying this kid is faster than what we thought. Like he was just, it's like bees stinging at you, you know, like you're just getting shots from everywhere. And then I believe in that 4th, he got good. I mean, he got caught, but I think it was a toss-up round where he adjusted after he agreed the kid is fast. Like Iggy said, he's very, weirdly enough, this guy is very comfortable in those deadly pockets. But he was still getting tagged. And I will say this, I've never seen a guy, and before even I say about, I was going to talk about his size, Moses' size. But apparently the commentator said this kid has put on 2 inches of height from the last time he was measured, and he clearly looked way bigger than Franklin. So that's scary because in my mind he looks old, like he looks grown, he looks developed, but I forget he's 21.
Right.
I forget he's not even had his full frame development as a man, and you know, I don't even believe his bone density is fully. I don't think this guy, it's just scary to see him do that and move that fast at heavyweight that I've never seen. Even the Mike Tyson comparisons are not real because Mike was 5'11", 5'8", 5'10". This kid is 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". I've never seen this before.
But you know, he's bringing back the old, you know, heavyweight generation. They were not as big as these giants now.
Yeah.
But they still, you know, had pop. They still had
very
power
athletic
to move.
Very athletic. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, because even his defense, he has no high guard. It's just he's in and out.
Yeah, joke. The heavyweights are joke to him
because he knows
they're too slow.
You're not gonna get me. You're slow.
Yeah. So, it's a joke. It's a joke. Like in realistic conversations, right? you know my heavyweight. I'll tell you my favorite heavyweight is Ajit Kabayal. I'm biased over him because I like him. I just like how deceptive he looks. He looks like a plumber, just a guy you don't expect to be. He's like 5'10" at most. I don't know, maybe 6'1". I don't know how tall. I don't think he's 6'3" like these guys, right? But he puts in work and he likes to work the body. I like people that know how to work the body to the head, right? Even if I bring an Ajit who's more of a meatball, right, to fight him, I think Ajit would have a hard time because even though you're smaller than him, this dude just is athletic. That footwork he was putting on, dude.
They got him listed. They got him listed at 6'3".
Ajit. I thought he was smaller than that. He looks smaller than most of them.
Actually,
Ogovich and all them guys.
Ajit is actually even bigger than Itauma. Itauma is not that big. He's about 242.
He's 240. He's 240. He's 240. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ajit is actually bigger than him, but I haven't seen if like anyone that moves like him is quicker. Like I'm looking at the heavyweighters and I'm like, okay, who would I put in with him?
Maybe.
That's the only person. That is the only person. I'm like, hey, listen, Usyk, you want to retire?
Is he 6'4", 6'3"?
Well, Usyk boy is about 6'2".
He's not. I know he's not that tall, but he's not short. Yeah, I don't think Usyk wants that young that you want. Maybe he wants to get him out. I'll be honest. Usyk could pull a Floyd Mayweather, a Canelo. Get him while he's.
They got him listed. They got him listed at 6'3". Everybody's 6'3" apparently.
Yeah, 6'3". Yeah, Usyk. Yeah. Like, kid is good. Like, I would like to see that fight, but I think with Usyk at the moment, he has achieved everything. Hey, at the end of the day, boxing is the business, right? If the money's right, I'm pretty sure Usyk will actually walk into that ring.
And side note here, who do any of you guys know who Rico Van Herven, whatever the new guy who Usyk is fighting in May? I don't know who that guy is.
Oh, that's like a crossover fight. It's
a crossover. It's a crossover.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's this? I'm looking at that like Usyk's fights, and I'm
right.
I don't think Usyk wants to fight, to be honest.
I think
he's right.
I think he's collecting checks right now. He's collecting his retirement plan.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
How about Fury? Do you think Fury is another quick-footed big guy? I don't know. He's been losing lately, but he's got out of retirement officially. Do you think he wants any of that young lion energy?
All those guys, trust me, they're looking for the biggest paycheck. So with Tyson Fury, his biggest paycheck is AJ.
These are legacy fights at this time.
Exactly. Yeah. They're not trying to like.
Yeah, I forget that guard is old.
This is the I Love the 90s tour.
Yeah.
Right. Facts. Yeah, man, the heavyweight is stacked, and we talk about man, I hate to say this, but in comparison here in the US, who do we have that are our heavyweight prospects? We have Anderson.
Yeah, Sanchez.
Oh, Sanchez is Cuban, bro.
Yeah, but he still fights under the American,
Frank Sanchez is, how old is he? Let me see how old this guy is.
There you go, asking how old Cubans are.
See, exactly, man. Hey, listen, Sanchez says what? He says what?
33. Yeah. How about the guy Torres?
So the rule is you add 8, right? That's like the age conversion. The Cuban age conversion. That's gonna be an equation.
Exactly. Yeah.
How about Torres? The Torres kid, the heavyweight, Richard Torres Jr.
I don't know.
Is he?
I'm thinking Strap. I'm thinking my mind is somewhere completely else, and this is a long-term vision, and it's Benavidez.
Ooh.
It's long-term. It's long-term, but it's after.
You think he's gonna go up?
Benavidez is like 6'4", right?
Got to eventually.
Is he 6'4"?
There's no money at cruiser.
Yeah.
There's money with him, but I think the cruiserweight stint will be short-lived. It's a short list.
No, him and Jai Obatai, that would be
it's a short list though. It's a short list, and you can round robin it, you can unify, you can undisputed it, and then go up and run it back.
and then go up. Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
just looking past
actually,
we're looking past Zudo. We're not looking at Zudo as a big fight for Mexican people because there's two
nah,
Mexicans fighting, right? And then they bring like a Mexican crowd.
For right now, like for this moment in time, yeah, it's the biggest fight there.
I think it's
Right
gonna
now, and then the Opatai fight. Whatever happens
Opatai.
with that.
about
I think Obatai would be the big fight.
I just
Zudo,
I have respect for Opatai after his last fight. How many people from the Polynesian countries came to support him was crazy. He has a supporting, bro. It's big.
But
So
then you got this cat. There's the other cat out there. If he can go get the IBF belt, you can unify without even fighting Opatai.
yeah.
There's your wild card.
talking about that
But I
later on,
think-
we'll talk about the new the new rule that was passed on by the representatives, the House of Representatives for the Aliyah Revival Act, and what that will mean for boxing. But talking about unifications of belts, but we'll talk about that later on. It's a topic here that I added. Moving on, we've all squeezed this lemon of Moses Itauma, and I think he has a great future, ahead of him. I wish we manage him, or I wish whoever his manager is. I think it's is he under Queensbury?
That's
Yeah,
what
he's
it
on the
looks like.
Queens. So yeah, he's on the Queensbury. So it's
Right.
him. It's him. Wadley. Now I'm not sure about Dubois. I don't know if Dubois is still there, but that's their
Yeah.
house. What him and
Yeah.
Wadley are in the same house.
Frank
So-
Warren, right? So if they
Yeah, Frank
manage him good, and not feed him to the wolves, I don't want to see the whole Anderson versus Bakole thing again. To a young fighter, you just destroyed all the stock. You still, but again, Anderson wanted to
Yeah.
fight Bakole, so that's another
Honestly,
thing.
with Itauma, him after this fight, I am pretty sure between Wadley and Dubois, they might line him up. Well, he has one more fight, but after this fight, they're lining him up for a title shot. It's gonna have to be that IBF unless Usyk comes back in and says, "Hey, okay," unless he drops the belts. And
Yeah,
then he's
the
gonna fight
British
for
people
second belt.
they love the IBF. That's their thing. So definitely,
I always say that.
stays over there.
I always say that's the back door to the big fight.
It stays over there. Yeah. So moving on to another fight that happened in there, and I'm gonna go through these quite fast, so we can get to some of the fights here stateside. We have Liam Davis versus Francesco Grandelli. This is for the European featherweight title. Liam defeated Francesco by RTD in the 6th round. Francesco's corner retired him on the stool at the end of the round because of the dominating nature of Davis. Liam Davis won that by RTD. Moving on to Jerome Warburton versus Nathan, if I'm saying this right, Henley. Versus this was a middleweight division, still under Queensbury. Jerome defeated Haney by a unanimous decision, and this was a 10-rounder. So moving on, we have Brad Paul versus Shaquille Thompson for the IBF International middleweight title. Brad Paul defeated Shaquille by TKO in the 9th round.
I gotta say this, right? I think, to
Brad,
me, honestly, apart from Itauma's fight, that was the next best fight.
that makes best fight. I caught it. It was very, very entertaining to say the least. Brad
You know,
Paul.
he was losing. He
was losing.
He was losing. He lost 1-8 till the 9th round. Everything changed with that knockdown.
Yep. So that was a nice comeback with those few punches that stopped Thompson to win the vacant IBF regional strap. Going into a fight that I had vested interest in, this is Willie Hutchison versus Ezra Taylor. If you guys, we've talked about Ezra Taylor on this podcast before, or this show before. He's being trained by Malik Scott. Ezra Taylor is great. I used to be a prospect, but he's now getting old. I think he's in his early 30s, maybe 31, 32. highly touted cruiserweight, I believe. Well, they call it light heavy over there, but cruiserweight division. And my guy got knocked down. And he got beat in the 10 rounder by a person I'm not familiar with, but now I'm familiar with, Willie Hutchison.
Really? Sir,
I was you're familiar
Will
with
is
him?
a,
Tell me
Will is
about
a
him.
problem.
Because
Will
I
is a
heard
problem.
I heard him talk. Like there's a problem at the cruiserweight.
Will is a problem.
He beat Taylor, so Taylor is he's a good fighter. So tell me, you're very familiar with these fighters more than I from across the pond. So tell me about Willie.
Willie got that jockey, like he kind of reminds me, like he got that jockey style, like the Furies.
Yeah, Erky Jerk, like just kind of weird.
Yeah, he talks, but he does really back up his. Actually, I haven't from the time from the time the Saudis began the fights. Actually, I haven't seen Willie lose a fight every time he's been on the card.
So he's been around. It's just that I haven't been paying attention to him. So
yes.
Yeah, I was surprised. He dominated my guy Ezra Taylor, and he was the better man, beating an undefeated fighter who's highly looked at and talked. If I know about Ezra Taylor all the way here, and he's from Nottingham, then he must be really that good. So yeah. Salute to Willie Hutchison. I'm now familiar with your game. Moving on to the stateside, we'll talk about PBC, and this was on Prime Videos. Las Vegas headliner. We have the Towering Inferno versus Mr. One Time himself. We have Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman for the WBC Super Welterweight title. Fellas, what say you?
Yeah, man. It's always go ahead.
No. Like it's funny we're talking about this, but man, I look at Fundora. Like Fundora is a cheat code, man. That weight, that height,
It's
and everybody thinks everybody looks at the Mendoza fight when he lost, but people forget that he was actually beating Mendoza until that he got cocky and he got cold.
Yep.
Yeah, now he's fighting. Now he's fighting his frame. Like he's actually utilizing his length.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now it's a serious issue.
His back must hurt because he's always looking down, punching down. Like
praying mantis.
He's punching downwards. I would say this about Sebastian. I think both of you are right. We have to give him credit for this. Even post the Mendoza, moving into the Tim Tszyu fight, fundamentally he has improved a lot. He knows he has something that is not common in that division at 154. So why not take advantage of it? And the style of fighting that he did with Mendoza, the whole Mexican in trying to fight you, hooking body, it's not going to get you there. Use the full frame, punch with full extension, do everything, tag the person, make it very hard for them. And when they come in, punish them. Like he never was doing that. He was doing the whole being the tough guy thing and leaving bloody and elbowing people because he's just hooking them, because he's just awkwardly built and tall for his punches. His punch alignment would kind of lead to a follow through with an elbow or something weird because he stopped, but he switched his fundamental style of how he approaches some of these fighters. And I saw that with Tim Tszyu. He broke Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu looked good in that 6th round, I believe, or 5th round. 6th round on the stool, retired.
Yeah.
He broke our guy one time. It got to a point where one time almost got knocked down. One time is a tough guy. That's one thing I know about one time. He's tough, and I believe one time would want to go out on his sword.
Right.
And sometimes referees have to save you from who you are.
Man,
he was so pissed off for that stoppage.
Yeah, man, it's when you follow this sport long enough, you run into these things, and it's the end of an era, and it's the changing of a guard, and it's a guy like Keith Thurman. You think he's savvy enough to get in there and give himself a fighting chance, but when you're in the ring, with a young, hungry fighter like that who's got all the tools readily available. And then there's also the factor of the ring rust factor that he hadn't been in there for what, 3 years? Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
He
all
yeah,
those things.
oh yeah.
Yeah, he had that fight. Was it Brock Jarvis or
Mhm.
all those things, man? All those things don't work in your favor.
Fellas, how do you prepare for a 6'6", 154 dude? How do you prepare for that? Like, do you fight a heavyweight? Do you spar with heavyweights to get used to punching up or getting used to shots from angles that you're not used to them coming from?
Well, he had the speed back up, and so he didn't throw the overhand once. He was hooking from range, but you kind of had to go in and throw it in passing. It's like the UFC, just come in, and
Yeah.
you probably need a duck underneath.
Yeah. Is it fair to say we are copying and pasting what we talked about last week about it? When we talked about Gabriela Fundora? This is like Wembanyama playing in the NBA, right? Like,
You might need to practice an up and under that guard.
Hey.
Keep one right here in the body on the way. Yeah, you got to be. It's some unorthodox moves. It can't be like anything you've seen before.
what's getting scary is he's knocking people out now. Or he's stopped. I mean, he was knocking people out, but he's having for sure, stop it. You're violating somebody type. And that's scary for the Chalos and all these people that want some of him because they've been calling him out. The Chalos have been calling him out.
So no, Chalo called him out. Actually, I was
For
fight.
a long time when he was still a pup.
No, but I would like to see Chalo fight first before. But I think Chalo might have a chance because like
he's 6'1".
is 40. Exactly. He's Spence. For Spence, I say Spence, stay away. Do not come for Fundora. Let Fundora go, man. Pick another fighter, not Fundora. Spence, no. Chalo, yes. I could see, I wouldn't mind seeing Chalo fight Fundora just to see, how it goes.
But you see, Chalo's greatest strength is taking away his jab. How is he going to jab? Chalo is known for his jab, world class. He's probably the best jabber, right?
Man, just jab the belt line.
It's stab jab, have him like kind of like low guard.
Athletic, in and out real quick. But
it's just a weird elevated jab. It's just weird. He's a weird fighter.
Well,
and
Styles make fight. Like nobody's talking about Lara. Yeah, where's Lara? Is he at 60? He's at 60. Never mind.
Not even Lara. Who is the? He lost his belt. What's his name? He lost the belt at 154. He had a belt. He just recently lost his belt. The guy from one of the Eastern European countries.
Bojack. The guy who was caught with the doping.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it Bojack?
No.
No.
You talking about Janabek, but Janabek's at 60, but Bojack did just lose to the.
Yeah, he just lost. He just lost the belt.
They got to run that one back though. That was the
exactly yes.
That was the kid.
Talking about Sebastian Fundora still. Do you think eventually this kid is gonna go up? He's 6'6". Do you think he's ever gonna go up to like a healthy 170 something?
No, 160. 160. He's got plenty of people to run through at 54.
Because
he does it.
You're absolutely right. Because I see his body and I'm like, this guy's for sure a small guy. Like he's not like one of them big guys, weight bullying. I don't think he's a weight bully where he's starving himself to make fights. I've seen him like on his off season. He still looks like the same way. He looks small, just looks skinny and tall.
Yep.
Yeah, he could probably till 160. I think
160. You never. I think 6'6". You could do 70. You could do 75. You could do 70. That's when you deal with power. Now you gotta deal with some power. Some people with a lot more pop.
You got Virgil Ortiz. You got Jerron Ennis. You got Xander Zayas. Josh Kelly is the guy who just upset Bojack, correct?
Yeah.
Josh Kelly. Abis Barrow, Brandon Adams, Bakari Samaki, and then Yoenis Tellis was on the undercard. How did he do?
Not the
Yes,
guy I
but
was
we'll
talking
get to
about
that in a
was
second.
the guy I was talking about was Bakram.
Bakram, yeah.
Like,
So I
Bakram.
went
Big
to
Bang
Bakram, yeah.
Bakram.
Big Bad Bakram,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, the
I
book,
want to say
yeah.
I want to say Bakram on him. 154.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could never, and this is just me, wild shot. You can never see like Benavidez versus Fundora in a world.
Nah, I mean, ideally, and so he does. When we're talking about the way he's stopping and the fashion that he's stopping people, it is early Benavidez, and he always David expresses that he enjoys making people quit more than he enjoys knocking them out. He likes taking the will from them, and that's precisely what is
Fundora is doing. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a bad man.
I was gonna say. I don't think Q's face looked that bad after his motorcycle accident.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And he still had the energy and the vigor to talk about, bro, I'm a veteran. He's young. He's never fought a fighter like me. I was gonna take him to the referee ended it early. We need to stop these little white bunny referees that just jump up and stop fights, especially when it's a title fight. You should let it go. And I'm like, bro, you are not responding back to any of his. He's like, yeah, but he was like, the whole idea of
his feet were moving. I just like to see. I'd like to see landed punches, I mean, they were landing throughout the course of the fight, but in the final sequence, I'd like to see. Okay, there's punches being landed, and
it was gonna be bad. It's gonna be, and it's one of those things where it's not like the knockout; it's the punishment you're taking, and the brain damage eventually. It's not necessarily that Keith Thurman is a guy that I've seen get wobbled so many times. I've seen it with Manny Pacquiao. I've seen it on his comeback fight after the bike. He's tough. He's a tough dude. He fights through those type of things. And the way he was getting beat without responding back with get off me jab or a clinch or something, it's bad because this kid he punches in volumes. And I don't know how hard he hits, but Keith's face was telling a story to us that this kid is pouring it on you. Referee stopped it. I thought it was a fair stoppage. Keith said, give me 4 minutes. I was going to do something because he would break him. He thought he was going to break him. And I've taken all your best. Now it's my turn. This is where it gets fun. He'll say,
I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you what I saw. It was a strategy similar to Crawford and Canelo, except Canelo was a stationary target. Yeah, man.
Actually, I don't know what fight. It reminded me of Benavidez and Yard, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Yard.
And I was like, no, stop. Like sometimes you don't need to get knocked down, out. But the punishment you're taking, that's why we got refs. That's why you got your corner to look and say, hey, listen, I'm looking out for you. You might not see it, but hey, I gotta look out for you too. Like you can fight another day.
Right.
Check out what my man Keith had to say. Let me share my screen here. He was very elaborate about selecting officials for these type of championship bouts, and he was not too happy about the officiating. And let me see if I can start this over again. Can you hear it?
Broken orbital bones. Shit's not even broken, man. Never got dropped in the whole fight. I'm getting caught on the back end of punches. The referee told me in the locker room, show me something. Move your feet, duck your head. I won't stop the fight. I'm using my legs. I'm getting caught on the back end. I wasn't buckled. He just jumped in like a white rabbit, man. So them little hoppy referees, they're not made for main event boxing. The fight was getting fun. The people were standing on their feet. We was just getting into the grind, and he was getting really comfortable swinging wide. Swinging big, swinging wide. Because he's young, because he trains hard, he put that press. Because he's a volume puncher. He put that press, and the referee reacted to that, So Fundora's preparation, his fight style, it all ended up planning out for him. But as an OG, man, 4 more minutes, it would have been a lot of fun, I promise you. 4 more minutes, and
that's a man who's been hit in the head quite a bit. Like he made sense, and then he kind of praised the kid, like, bro, you're getting hit. the time you think that you're absorbing, you're getting hit. You're still getting trauma to the head. Like referees looking out for you for your own well-being, Brody. Like 4 more minutes, like that's a round plus a minute. Like, what are you talking about? Like, are you talking about you're gonna survive the storm and come back?
Yeah, everybody's right, and I agree with Keith. You're telling the truth, and I agree with Keith because I've seen those fights in the past.
Yeah,
all it takes is one time. So
yeah, let me tell you, they saved that man's life. His noodles, they saved it. What protect your chicken is what they say. Protect your chicken. Moving on to another fight that happened that night. We're talking about Yonis Tillis versus Brian Mendoza, and this is for the junior middle. This is not for a belt, but this is a division is junior middleweight. Tillis defeated Mendoza via a 10-round decision by unanimous. I won't go over through that scores. Fellas, did you catch this one? Was it eye-catching? I watched it a little bit leading up to the main card. It wasn't nothing to write home about, to be honest.
12-1 record, 8 knockouts. He's in the top 10 according to ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, we've talked about Tillis before here. I think he fought. His last fight we covered it. I think he lost. Who did we? I can't remember the person, but we covered Tillis before. On to the next fight. This is a Cuban fighter. We are talking about not Yonis. Yonli Hernandez versus Terrell Gosha, if I'm saying that right, Gosha. And this is middleweight division. Yonli this was a great fight, actually. He put it on, man. He put it on Terrell Gosha so bad. It was stopped in the 4th round, minute 117 by TKO. The Cuban fighter just broke down his opponent, man. Like, it was pretty bad. It was this one I enjoyed. Did you guys catch it?
But he's already got he's got Kyron Davis on the record. So
yeah, like the only guy that looks like a problem in that division. So I'll keep my eyes on this guy and see what he does as he progresses in his career. Moving on.
He's fought some experienced people with winning records.
Oh wow.
So
he looked nice. He looked good. Terrell Gosha didn't stand a chance. I remember referee stopping it and Gosha was kind of pissed off at that. It is what it is. They're saving your noodles.
Yeah, there's nobody. This is a kid. There's nobody he's fought with a losing record.
Mm-hmm. He's a good fighter, great fighter. Now, one that made actual social media rounds, and not being a main event feature. We are talking about Kevin Newman II versus Elijah Garcia. The reason why this caught social media is because a legendary fighter was doing the corner work, and he went off on his fighter. And it was not the quintessential inspirational speech that you hear from corner works. It wasn't the Rocky, you got it, Rocky. Or it wasn't the, do this and do that. It was some raw, explicit. You're getting beat up and you're being up, using the B word. And
it's a manhood check.
And my man came back and won, just like that. My man came back and won by a majority decision. He let dude know that this dude is. I can't even say the word on let's get demonetized.
Yeah,
but
man.
Yeah, man. And the legend's from Pensacola, Florida, if you know who we're talking about.
Sometimes that's what it takes, because you tell people, you tell people in the ring or in training what to do. You tell people in practice what to do. They know what to do, right? So now it's just a matter of, up until this point, I've been coaching you and you're not responding to coaching. So now I have to resort to different measures and different motivational tactics. I have to go to different depths to pull things out of you.
Yeah, this is some old school stuff. I wouldn't imagine in 2026 seeing coaches talking to. It's a different type of way of getting your message across.
It depends about it depends with some fighters. Remember what was it? Baden he was losing rounds.
Sean
Sean
Porter,
Porter.
Sean
Yeah.
Porter.
And when they told him, they're like, "Hey, bro, you're losing." He said, "What? I'm losing? How?" Sometimes you just have to.
Fighters don't even know. Same thing as and Tank and Floyd. Floyd was cussing Tank out, saying, "Bro, if you don't knock him out, you're losing this fight." Pretty much.
It's an LA guy. This is an LA guy who lives in Vegas right now. So
Newman the second, Kevin Newman. Yeah. So that sometimes that tough love kind of like play on your masculinity. You're getting, it worked. I mean, it worked. He came out and won. So I wish I would play that clip here. I won't do that just for YouTube and strike purposes and all that stuff that works with the algorithms of YouTube. But
it's out
view
there.
out there, just out there. It's floating around social media. You won't miss it. It was one of the biggest mistakes.
Yeah, the people that watch us, they see it.
Yeah, people that watch this, they know about the clip. It's doing its rounds on the internet. But yeah, it was a great showcase by PBC. Moving on to our reliable Pro Box TV. This time they were in Long Beach, California. I'm becoming fond of Pro Box and liking, even covering some of their results, because they're an organization not as big as some of these conglomerates, but they do it the right way, and they know how to get directly to consumer without. They cut through all the noise. Just on YouTube. There you go. So, salute to Pro Box. But let's move on to Brian Acosta versus Ronnie Royos. And this was in let me get my notes here. Right. This was a featherweight showcase. Brian Acosta having a record of 21 wins, 2 losses. Out of those 21 wins, 8 of them are by KO. Ronnie coming in with a bigger record. Ronnie Royce had 34 wins, 6 losses, 17 KOs. It was a 10-rounder, and Brian Acosta won by unanimous decision. Some of these fighters, like Ronnie Royos, I'm saying Royos. Tell me if people have Spanish friends. Is it Rios? I was gonna say Rios. These fighters sometimes they have great records and they've been on the big platforms, but sometimes those big platforms don't bring them back. And these are fighters in their prime. Only 36 years. Like we see Bud doing it at 39. So salute to a Pro Box giving a fighter like that a chance to come out there as a veteran to fight a hot young fighter, or I'm saying hot young fighter based on the record in Brian Acosta.
Listen, this is who we said it. I believe it was Cam said it last episode. This is who Zuffa aspires to be. So, don't be surprised when they come and maybe there's an acquisition at some point.
I mean, yeah, they probably are they'll do an acquisition of also human resource because the brains are the one that make this thing function too. Like steal their ideas, not steal but purchase.
So I'll continue because they've gone on to say that boxing hasn't had a middle class in a long time. So these are the talking points, right? And it's the business model of you don't care about that as much. That isn't as important. You don't throw a fighter away because they lose a fight. But
yes, sir. So moving on to the next fight that we'll cover from Pro Box TV, we have Renee Tellez Giron versus Malik Montgomery. This is lightweight. Renee Tellez Giron came in with 23 victories, 5 losses, 14 of his victories are by KO. We have Malik Montgomery, 20 victories, 3 losses, 18 of his victories are by KO. Renee Giron won this fight by TKO in the 6th round, stopping Montgomery early. And it was a heavy interior attack that led to the final meltdown of his opponent, and his corner had to come in and take care of their fight and stop it. So that's our coverage for the Pro Box TV. Unless you guys want to add anything, we can move on to the UFC fight night that happened in Seattle. Adesanya versus Pfeiffer. So again, Adesanya since 2021 has been a favorite on the show. Just like John Bones, just like McGregor, just like which other superstars? Usman was a superstar, kind of.
Usman was a superstar.
Kamar Usman. To the Pereiras, man, it's been a run. I think it's fair to say that, man, it's time, man. Adesanya, you're about my age, 39, 38. Hey, you've not won a fight since 2023. I think that Pereira fight was your last victory. You lost 4 in a row. But going into the news or the results, Joe Pfeiffer defeated Adesanya in the second round by KO. Punches was stopped. As an Adesanya fan, do I like to see this? No. And sometimes, like, some of our greats, the sports leave, the game leaves them before they know that the game leaves them.
Before they leave the game.
Yeah, so we always
this was
talk about
entertaining.
walking the sunset. You know, walking off in the sunset with your career, but it's hard for these fighters to do that.
This was an entertaining fight, though. The Philly kid, he showed some tools. It's not like he just went there and lost to, some bum. This kid showed some talent. He's a hard hitter. He was landing solid punches. They put on a performance. They traded shots.
Yeah.
But it was. I find it in the moments where in the UFC where you're trading shots, and then one guy remembers that this is mixed martial arts and not boxing, and that person goes for the takedown and shows the full display of the mixed martial arts.
The tools, yeah. That's the thing is, Adesanya, his bread and butter was his distancing. He probably one of the best stand-up he one of the best stand-up fighters in the UFC. Him, Anderson Silva will be maybe number one. Like, they're good at striking, He was always beat up. The beatings that he used to take were people taking him down and wrestling with him because he was never that good. But lately he has been getting beat by, like, Strickland beat him with knockout punches. Like he's getting beat at his own game. It's not even like they're wrestling him. It's just they're outstriking him. And if your bread and butter is the reason you're dying, the sword you're dying on, then there's something to discuss about maybe gracefully bowing out. If they're beating you by taking you down and choking you, we understand. Like, okay, cool. Also, his fights, like you said, that this was very entertaining. Yeah, it was. He's still style bender, but he's not Venom Page. Venom Page loses, but Venom Page has this degree of they got me, and I put everything on the line. And sometimes, like, I feel like he's not the same style bender. Like, the shots that he's taking that really drop him, it's not the same thing. It's just something. Sometimes, like they say in boxing, your chin has hit for hit durability. So every hit you take, you lose your durability. It's like a battery. The more your chin gets hit, the more you lose a life. Eventually, he has a strong chin. They'll just tap you and you just go to sleep. Just a small little light tap because you've been knocked out. Like, it just becomes one of those things. So I just feel like Adesanya, man, like, as a fan, you could do whatever. I mean, as a person, you could do whatever you want to do. Some people, they're nothing without this combat sports. They just don't have any purpose and they need to do it. We saw that with B-Hop. It was sad seeing that with B-Hop. We saw that with Roy Jones fighting in Russia. We're seeing that with Tyson and Mayweather. We're seeing it with our greats, man, not knowing to.
What's the bills, though? What's the bills in Switzerland, man? We talk about what they pay these UFC guys, like, or we speculate what they pay them.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Life is life. You got to pay bills. You have this lifestyle that you're accustomed to. Your kids are accustomed to going to some of the best schools. Your wife is accustomed to certain trips. I understand that, but still, man, health should be first.
When you stop.
You know,
Like,
it's not like
yeah,
it's not like fighting is the only job in combat sports. There's commentary, there's coaching, there's so many other things you don't always have to be.
He's definitely a personality.
Yeah. But anyways, it was very it was kind of one of those sad things. As now this is the fan coming out as opposed to the host of Who's Fighting, man. I was like, man, it's over, man.
Twice in one night. Thurman and Adesanya.
Yeah. It was the same way when Anderson Silva was getting beat by bums, and I was like, man, Anderson, you're 48.
Exactly.
You've done it, bro. You've done it. And
you know the worst part about sports is, like if you followed, a person for a long time, right? And then, the new kids come in, right? Kids who don't know him, right? Who don't know his legacy, right? They watch him the first time, they're like, oh, he's not good. And I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you don't know how good this guy was. Like, you're just watching him right now.
Yeah.
So you're like, you need to stop. Like, for the fans who have followed you for a long time, hey, it's okay. We respect you. Nothing wrong with your career, but you just need to know when to stop and say, hey. John Jones is different because I feel like he still had one more fight, but he just said, hey, let me walk off. But like Adesanya, hey, it's okay, man.
You did
see you lose.
And his record is not bad. He's only lost like 5.
Yeah.
He only lost like 5.
John Jones is kind of like John Jones is kind of like the Barry Sanders in it. Right? Barry Sanders, I walk away from the sport with your faculties. Even though he did want that White House fight, so I can't say it's exactly like that.
And we've seen Adesanya get knocked out. I've never seen John Bone. He was one of those fighters. Was so smart. Like we kind of give him props for his different styles, but this dude is smart. That he would range himself and never get hit in the face. Like he would never get punishment. Like. And I just don't know how you're in the UFC and you don't get elbows and bleed. He was always, maybe I saw a broken toe once.
Rangy, awkward, unorthodox.
He's truly one of the best ever. Like
that's what Adesanya's missing at this stage is the unorthodox nature and the tricky stuff, right?
Adesanya's been into so many wars. That Gascoigne, that the 2 Pereira fights, the exchanges were just too much. The Strickland, he got knocked down and knocked out. This one, it's just too much exchanging. Like before, he was good at keeping that distance using his frame of 6'6". Now he's just they're touching that jaw. They're touching him up. It's just one of those things. We want a Jones type of ending, but nah. Becoming more like Anderson Silva, and even Anderson Silva was still winning, but he was not like losing. This is like 4 in a row, bro. Like Anderson kept on winning, and his fans would hop on the bandwagon again and say he's back, he's 40, whatever, but he's invincible. And then he gets beat, then he breaks a leg, he comes back, he does this. Spider was special too, man. Some special fighters, bro. In the use. Saint Pierre, that's another guy who never got it. George St. Pierre was another guy who never really got a lot of damage, and it's always amazing how you are in the UFC and not get damaged. I mean, I can understand with boxing you could do the whole Tom and Jerry run and do all that stuff, but UFC you have to mix up. It's inevitable. Anyways, moving on to another fight. We'll talk about the ladies, and this one also hit social media and did its rounds. Not for the good reasons, and I won't even show it. We have Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber. I've never seen a sequence like this in my life, and it was the first time seeing you knock out someone, clearly, 1 punch knockout, and you don't know that you've knocked out this person, and then you start to redneck choke. No, was it a redneck choke or it was just a simple triangle choke? I don't know the name of those chokes, but it was, you saw it, the choke that she did on.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
but you gotta look in the moment of, in that moment, you don't know if they're knocked out, man. Like you're just trying to go for that submission too. Hey, I got you down on the ground. Let me go for the submission now. She did. I don't think she knew.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I would have never blamed Alexa for that. The fighter not to blame, but thank God the referee was there, bro. to react quickly because that lady would have died. Because she was clearly out of her senses. Alexa goes behind her and starts to choke her. By the time the referee separated it because she couldn't tap, she was out. And she was holding Macy's head. And this chick's eyes were just open. I'm like, bro, she's like low-key dead. Like I was like watching it live. I was like, this is crazy that a cameraman is even staying there, like capture. You should turn that stuff off and go, go on and focus on the celebrating fighter instead of the person who's. But they just focused. It was so eerie and weird. But thank God. So that's why we talk about referees saving fights, because fighters don't know, they're just in kill mode. Referee acted fast, stopped it, and hopefully Macy Barber is okay and fine, and hopefully everything is good, because that was scary. If you've not seen it, it's been doing its rounds on the internet. That sequence, the punch and the choke out, it looked pretty bad. Kind of reminds you of why these fighters need to be paid a lot of money, because they put their lives in this harm. Scary. Moving on, we're talking about some veterans here. We're talking about Michael Chiesa versus Nico Price. This is welterweight. Chiesa beat Price by regular naked choke, minute 1, 3 seconds in the first round. That was a quick one too. Moving on. I don't know how to say this name, but I'll say Laran Douglas versus Julian Erosa. This is featherweight. This is a featherweight division. Laran defeated Erosa by knockout punches. It's the first round knockout. Minute 3, 33 seconds. And that's our UFC Fight Night coverage from what we have. Fellas, before we go into more of the new stuff as we conclude this episode, but do you have anything to add about the UFC?
Nah, man.
But again, hot topics. Some of the hot topics or stuff that's been announced.
We can just go, or go for it.
All right. So Canelo's back in the ring in September. September 12th was the date put out here. And it looks like he's still in contracts with Turkey and them Riyadh season. So right now, discussions going around the internet is who is that fighter he's going to bless. So everyone is trying to put their name in the hat. Who are you blessing? Because this is like Canelo. I want to bless you. He's like doing his rounds, like which fighter to bless, because guaranteed that's going to be a payday. And going away from who to bless, but who is worthy fighting Canelo? I don't know what weight division has been announced. I have to double check.
He ain't moving.
168.
Yeah, he ain't moving.
So yeah, if he's doing 168, we could kind of paint a picture of who's in that division and whatnot.
I thought it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that it was in Billy.
That's why I would think that. I would think Billy. I think Billy's the only. Well, no. Well, Billy's the name, but Billy's last fight, it was a. Well, it was a draw, right? His last fight.
Billy, he just fought Lester Martinez.
Lester Martinez was the last fight.
Lester Martinez just fought.
Yeah, it was a draw.
Yeah.
It was a draw with Lester Martinez, man. Like.
Yeah.
But Martinez just had his fight, correct?
Yeah, he fought on Pro Box.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Billy, gosh, I'm trying to see those styles.
That would be a good fight. Billy's very explosive, man.
He's a rock'em sock'em guy. He lets everything down.
That's what it was. It was Bomac was talking. He was backstage venting. That was some good coverage right there. Stuff you don't see. They handed him.
Is Lester Martinez's coach?
Right. They handed him the scorecard after the fight, and then they were talking about Mbili getting the Canelo fight versus not getting the rematch right away. I believe.
Yes, because they're supposed to get the rematch. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy. I'm trying to look at him Billy style. I think, and this is me speaking early here. That's a walk in the park for Canelo. I think Canelo could handle that pressure, step on. I mean, not a walk in the park, but I'll say this. And Billy has only one style and one style. I'm not seeing him ever switch it up. And I'll tell you this: his style is entertaining. It's entertaining, but the reason why I say Canelo would Canelo could adjust to somebody pressing him like that.
Yeah, he will.
We saw that with Sahir Kovalev. Kovalev was his name. The guy was pressing him, and Canelo knocked him on the back foot. Kovalev was it Kovalev? I think that was Kovalev. Yeah, Kovalev. Canelo knocked him because Kovalev was just pressing him and just trying to bring the fight to him, and not even doing one style, just pressing, and he got caught.
But I would not lie, with Billy's power, he'll test Canelo because I know, Canelo has a cheat.
Yeah,
no lie, but Billy
my thing is,
good, man.
Yeah, my thing is people who deserve it. Like he fought old boy from the Puerto Rican guy from Terror Squad. Like, yeah, I'm like, and Billy was more deserving than him at the time. Right. So
actually, I just remembered, man. We're talking about Billy. It might actually be, Taki's favorite other boy, Shiraz.
I've not thought about that yet. Shiraz is there.
Because Shiraz knocked out
Hamza Shiraz.
Hamza Shiraz knocked out
Balenga,
exactly. Knocked him. So he's 168. And that's Taki's boy. So
there's Rendez, there's who else? 168.
Billy Shiraz. So yeah. Actually, I didn't thought about Shiraz. He might put him in with Shiraz.
Wait, is Lara 168 or 116? Then you have the old man Carlos Adames.
Lara's 160.
Carlos Adames, the old man. I don't know. I don't even think he's one. I think he's 160. No, he's not 168.
Wow, with Taki, I don't think Taki's gonna give him money because if Taki's paying, Taki's gonna have to put him with someone what. Not an easy fight. Trust me. Taki wants.
And don't get me wrong, and Billy's not an easy fight. I'm just thinking for Canelo's style, I think that brute that walks up, Canelo could figure that out. Again, I'm saying that based on Canelo. We've only seen two styles really beat Canelo, like two styles, and that was Bivol's distance jab straight. We've seen and Crawford's just sheer will of finding angles and Canelo not touching him and he controlled that fight. It's just so hard to beat Canelo, to be honest. And I've seen so many styles come at Canelo. I remember the Amir Khan volume puncher. Canelo figured that thing out. I've seen Balenga kind of like hook, press, punch, power puncher. Canelo figured that stuff out. Caleb Plant, smooth leg, his leg work, move, fancy hand speed.
Callum Smith.
Canelo figured them dudes out. Like, it's just, that's why I'm looking at Billy. Really, what makes him Billy anything special than Caleb Plant or all these other guys that Canelo has figured out? Like, I just feel
it'll just be power, explosiveness,
power.
Fight,
but it's a new name.
It's a new name.
It's just a new name. Like,
we've seen William School.
You gotta exactly, bro. Throw somebody. Yeah, we've seen School and we've seen Berlanga. Like, yeah, bro.
It's a new name,
we ain't. It's not about just leveling up. Like you're not gonna level up. No, but somebody different. Like we seen John Ryder. Like, you know what I'm saying. So I'm happy to see it in Bailey.
Yeah. Fairs. Moving on.
I'm gonna sneak this in.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Ooh.
Only because we're in that weight division.
Yeah. Caleb has been inactive for a bit. And I like Caleb. What was his last fight?
He lost his last fight.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a comeback fight to set up.
It was an upset, actually. The guy who he lost, he wasn't supposed to lose.
Yeah.
I forgot the name.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I could see that. Hamza Shiraz is on that special Riyadh season. Let's get him popping plan. So I can see that. they're trying to get him popping. So yeah,
I don't think Caleb Plant want to. Hamza Sharad, he's man. Hamza got like how he like. I didn't think he beat actually Belenga the way he did. So because the fight before Belenga, actually, I believe he lost that fight. But
yeah. With the one that they had as a split decision,
yeah,
or
Yeah.
yeah, he's a tough because of his height, his
6'3",
size. Yeah, he's a tough opponent.
6'3", 26 years old.
Yeah.
With Caleb, it'll be a good fight, if the right Caleb shows up.
Facts. Caleb is always, and that's something I'll always give Caleb for. He's a fighter that he's always showed up. Before his last fight, he was always a good show in every fight that he was in. So he did draw to Carlos Adames, the old man who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Who's a problem. He's a problem of his own. But moving on to more recent news, we have the Ali Revival Act. U.S. House of Representatives have passed it on. And what this would mean, give me a second here, get my notes. This will mean that, there we go. This could mean that it could allow boxing to operate more like UFC, merging promotional and commercial arms together. So pretty much unifying everything within one house, as opposed to different entities. I don't know the full in-depth breakdown of what this Revival Act is and why it's called the Ali Revival Act, but I know my man LT brought it up one time on the Ali Act. But I guess it's been passed. I don't know if this is because initially I thought it was to prevent a monopoly.
So now we're looking at it's passed the House. It still has to go through Senate and be approved by the orange guy. Yeah. So
that's basically having one single entity, controlling, promotions rankings versus, separation section bodies that, hey, I do this, IBF does this, so bring everything under one umbrella.
You have to unify it all under that same thing. So, do you and this is us? This is where Iggy we kind of like get conspiratory, like kind of not very in the conspiratory aspect, but more of we put on our thinking hats. So my thinking hat is like the whole White House UFC thing and politics bleeding in with sports bleeding in with gambling to. It could get deep, but let me take away the gambling aspect. But talking about Zuffa as the biggest advocate for a uniform on all fronts, whether it's promotion, whether it's belts, whether it's one belt, one heavyweight champion, all these other different sanctions, screw them. Because why are we sanctioning multiple? Having everything under one house. So is my thinking hat, and I want to pass it on here, is Dana White flexing his political muscle? I don't know. Why bring up
absolutely, unequivocally. So you look at it's passed in the House. It's a Republican-controlled Senate. Dana's going to have the UFC at the White House, so the writing's almost on the wall.
Yeah. He is staring up boxing right now. And it's like 3D chess is playing because he got the backing not on a political front, but he has the backing of a guy called Turkey.
Money.
And you see all this Voltron happening over there in the zone. You're seeing Queensbury,
Yeah.
top ranking. All of them have now joined the zone. I think Queensbury was already in there. I think it was already a collaborator with the zone because Queensbury's zone has been a thing for a while. They already had Matchroom on there, so the zone is now becoming their version of Paramount, and it's kind of like they're all teaming up. Them Eddie Hearns, Frank Warren, who's the top ranking guy, Bob Arum. I don't know who PBC is Prime. They're not doing the whole. They're not doing. They're not doing the zone, but they're doing this Voltron to come against the Zoof. I'm seeing it, and I'm like, buddy, this is it's. I don't know who's gonna win at the end of the day. Is it the old system or the new guys who are coming in with like LT said, like they're coming in with their full force? And they're having government support. So
because at the end of the day, man, like it sucks, but I look at corner Ben, some fighters are just gonna, like the money might actually pull them there. And that's what they started, with the whole Turkish fight, like, hey, the money some of those fighters got just being there is life changing. So they're like, hey, listen, man, like one belt probably I don't even know if it's one belt, so what? Sanction fees? I don't have to worry about that.
Sure.
So
do you think it'll ever get to where it's a public, where the public will know what contracts are and all that stuff with these type of things, like how the NBA, like because I know one thing, everyone's contract, there's all sorts of caps and all sorts. I don't know. I'm just seeing it like, what the heck is happening here? Is this going to look like, like like other sports? I don't know. This is just me speaking of where, like, right now we don't know the full contract negotiations for anyone in boxing, right? But when you become, I don't know, and I'm just speaking. I'm not educated in this world, but if you become if you unify in all fronts, boxers and everything, does everything now become public with contracts, caps? Because now you have to have a high and a low. You have to have a low. The good thing about it when you unify is the bottom, the floor has to rise, right? You can't be having traveling, plumber boxers anymore. You have professionals, period. You can't. I mean, in the UFC maybe you could do that, but I think if you unify, I don't know. I'm just speaking. I won't even finish my thought. My thought is not well developed, so I'll keep it to myself. I could be wrong here.
See, but you got to think about, like, I'm looking at it this way. It's like, okay, yes, one belt, right? So most of these fighters actually, most of the money they make, yes, they're fighters, who actually make money because they have that name. They make money without a belt. But most of these fighters all fight to get a belt because having a belt, that's basically going to actually increase my my period when I'm fighting. Now you're taking all that away. So unless you say, hey, we're looking at, so what's the cap and what's the minimum? Yes. If we only have to fight for one belt, so people who have no names, how much are they going to be making for those fights? So
I think they're using we say UFC, but again it's deeper than UFC because it's TKO. So there's WWE. Tell me what the conglomerate. What's a TKO conglomerate? There's other things besides UFC. I know we say UFC because it's the main thing at the front, but
TKO and Sailor.
Yeah, it's deeper. So
Soleil or however.
So TKO also owned WWE, and if you see the WWE structuring how they create sports entertainment, there's a ways they create a star and they create a heel. And also, it's all orchestrated. And even if you don't have the belt, you could be popular. You don't have to. I remember, like, we had Undertaker, but it was Stone Cold that had the belt. So it's something here that is happening. It's sports entertainment. So I don't know what's happening.
So you try to turn boxing into more like WWE credit story, man. Like, listen, boxing.
I mean, it's already like that. It's already like that, but in its own sanctions. Within its divided, there's always a storyline. There's always the bad guy who's Floyd Mayweather when he became money, but when he was Pretty Boy, he was the fresh face, the what do they call it, the baby face. So like it's always a storyline in boxing. Believe it or not, there's always a good guy and a bad guy. Like it's the same thing.
And I hear you.
Oh,
There's a
quote
storyline,
unquote.
right? But with boxing, it was more like either I'm protecting my cash cow. I'm gonna protect him until I can get the most. And hey, listen, all hands off. Like I've protected enough. I've milked enough money. So let me just either let me put in that had one tough fight. If I'm
Yeah,
if I'm losing, so that's how boxing has been. Like, yes, I understand. People hated. We never saw the fights we wanted until Taki came on. Because Taki was like,
right,
hey, I'm offering this money, so I want you to fight. Who people are protecting their their O's.
for
Their O's.
sure.
So
And that
Taki
was,
took that away.
yeah, and that was
So
all created with the introduction of Floyd Mayweather philosophy of
exactly.
protecting that undefeated streak or record. That pretty much improves on your cachet or your stock. But in all actuality, if you put out entertaining fights, if you create good storylines, like I'll tell you a good storyline that was not connected to a belt but made a lot of money last year. It was the Eubank fight of the
Yeah,
Suns, right? Chris Eubank
Corner
Jr. versus
and corner
Corner
Ben.
Ben, and that was just based off a storyline that their parents built, and that's what people want because most of the people that are going to be paying for these fights are casuals. It's not the boxing enthusiasts who are going to be filling out Wembley or the O2 or the Tottenham Stadium. It's going to be in the UK. It's going to be people that need a storyline to bring them in there because yes, you'll have the hardcores such as us who watch every small thing. We don't care about the storyline. We know the fighters in and out. And there'll be people who just want to look at Anthony Joshua because he's built like a Greek god, and the girls are gonna pay watch.
But wait, but the thing about you talking about UK and the United States, right? The reason why actually people watch a lot of boxing in the UK, right? And we just talk about, let's look at our pay-per-view, our pay-per-view. The
Yeah,
zone, when Taki came in, he tried to change it, right? But
yeah,
if we're still gonna have pay-per-view, right? Yes, you bring all these fights, and we're still gonna be paying what we pay in the United States. Because in the UK,
it's not as
it's a different
expensive.
story.
Yeah,
It's exactly, it's way much more cheaper
yeah,
actually watching these fights. That's why they get a lot of coverage. Here
right.
it's a different story. So
Hard is hard.
with them coming in, unless they're just gonna do it as they're done with the zone, for one, making the pay-per-view fight a little bit reasonable.
Right, right, and that's one of the things we early on back in 2024 we were crediting Turkey for that, like kind of bringing back boxing to the middle class people of America because it became an expensive sport to support. Having all these different apps from ESPN to whatever to all this pay-per-view that you're paying how much for a pay-per-view and $80.
Power.
It became a very expensive support to the middle class could not, or the people that really are in the trenches were not really able to watch this boxing. And really boxing is yes, it is a it's a sport for everyone, but it got to a point where the pay-per-view prices were just crazy. And that's why we kind of early on in 2024 we championed Turkey's model because he was bringing boxing back to the middle class and the people who work, the jobs that we were struggling to pay all these different apps that we are clients or our customers of that, they were making it more reasonable. But yeah, bringing it back to that whole idea of making boxing for the viewer cheaper. Yes, that's why they're working on contracts with things like Netflix and so on,
Yeah.
and Paramount. But even if it's cheaper, is it really cheaper when you're bombarded by 20 commercials within a sequence of a fight? I don't know. It is what it is. It's a price to pay for quote unquote cheaper. Um,
Yeah.
also bringing it back to our thing here. A unified front. I'm yet to see. Let's see how it grows. I want to beat this up till until the cows come home. I want to see what Zuffa does. I'm still waiting for them to bring in a big fish, and then we'll move from there. If they bring the big fish in, that will be a statement.
Like
If
I
they
said,
bring in a big fish, that will be a
yeah,
statement.
I know Corner crossed over. I just actually watched
He's
a
just
fight
a three
recently.
much.
I
I
didn't
think
fo-
three
yeah.
much. He's signed a three much fight. I don't know if he's a stable fighter, but
I believe I saw FA a Jagbuzz fight. Like I didn't even know. Like I I watched one of his. Yeah, he had a fight.
Jai may be Opataya may be the biggest boxer in their stable. Could be wrong.
Hey, he might bring. Taki got Canelo, so he might bring Canelo on there.
Canelo ain't playing. Canelo's done. Canelo's looking at this stuff and laughing. He's
Canelo ready to trail ride.
Canelo don't want to be in no long-term contract. Canelo's maybe doing one match per match contract. Boy, he's one foot is in the beach somewhere, the other foot is playing golf somewhere. I don't know. He's not doing that. Moving on. This one here, right? This one here. Let's see. Let's make this. We have. Let me fix that. We have Chisora fighting our guy Wilder here, April 4th. This is the fight everybody has been waiting for. People have been dying for this one. This should be the retirement clause. There should be a retirement clause to this fight. Whoever loses retires on the spot. Like back in the day, the WWE I retire fight. This should be the I retire fight.
Well, like I look at both of these fighters. And I was actually looking for. I look at Wilder and Chisora, right? Yes, they're all getting down to that, that last line. But I feel like Chisora has actually aged way much more better fighting, towards his end of career than Wilder, and that's why, like, I won't be surprised if Chisora next this. But I want, despite whatever, I just want them to retire, man. Like, it is okay. Like, Wilder, listen, I enjoyed those, bomb squads and knockouts, but there's a time to say, yeah, enough is enough. Like,
LT, you got anything to say about this?
He didn't look good in the comeback fight.
That's the whole point.
You got a new coach. Another new coach. Got rid of Malik Scott. Haven't you seen he's been practicing his jab? He looks like he's looking sharp.
Hey man, he better pull off that spin move he was working on. we got the silly shell from Ryan Garcia. We got the silly shell. So hey man, come on. We might as well get a spinning bomb shot from
Well, I've seen him. He knocked out Thurman with a jumping punch, man. So he's unorthodox. So you never know.
That is not the same Wilder, bro. Like that. His last fight. That's what I was like. It's okay, bro. Like you had your run. It is okay. One thing I will say, Chisora does fill up. Does fill up that stadium. So
they love him out there. And I will say this: Chisora is a 12-round fighter. That's why I think Wilder's going to have a hard time. Someone is conditioned for 12 rounds like Chisora. That's what he does. Wilder is not a 12-round fighter. Actually, whenever he does 12 rounds, he loses most of the time.
If Wilder goes beyond 5 rounds, that's it.
He loses. He's going to lose. But anyways, that's happening here. A fight that we've all been waiting for. Moving on to the UFC, we have a fight night coming up. Who's that? Moicano versus Duncan. I believe are the headliners.
Headliners, yep.
You see any names they recognize in there? Not to my recollection, but hey, we'll be there to watch that. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we've been having a few people in and out the live. We've had about 3 people show up live. Salute to you. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, join in the engagement. It's good for the algorithm. That engagement shows that we are actually doing something, and the algorithm will know to share it with people that have similar interests. It's been an hour, 25 minutes of this show. It flew by fast when you're having these type of conversations. My man Iggy's on East Coast time, so I know over there it's zeroing into like midnight. We over here we're in Central Time, so it's 10:20. If you're just joined in, you could watch the replay, so you could catch everything in context, full context. Fellas, before I do the closing statement on this, do you have anything you like to share, promote, tell the people out there? Well, if not, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another great episode of Who's Fighting Combat Sports Show, episode 84. And we did that. Fellas, just like that.
Yeah.
It's Who's Fighting. And we out.